Hello, hello. Welcome to Healthy Perspectives, a podcast that takes on current cultural and social issues through a clinical lens. Hello. All right. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, your tip of the day is every setback is an opportunity. Every setback is an opportunity, folks. I am going to jump right in. For those of you who are following on Rumble, YouTube, much like I did in the last episode, I'm going to give you an image. And then we are going to empathize, folks. We are going to empathize. We're going to find out if you have it in you to actually give a crap. By the way, empathy is really important. For those of you who have followed me, along this journey, you probably know that by now. But for those of you who have not followed me along this journey, you're going to learn something today about me. Empathy, an attempt to see the world as if I'm somebody else, but without taking on their baggage as my own. With the tip being every setback is an opportunity. Let's take a look at this image for those of you who can see it right now. What you have right here is Imanekhelif and angelacarini. Now, I hopefully pronounced those pretty good, but these two are boxers. For those of you who've been following along with the Olympics, this has become a massive story because of a lot of reasons. Imanekhelif, the one in the red, is a male biologically, according to the tests. Now, I don't claim to be the expert on what those tests are. What I have heard many people talk about, they were born a female and then they developed testosterone, or there's all these things. Now, I don't know this whole story, nor, frankly, do I care that much about that piece. Here is why. Because that's not what I'm not getting into the science of this. I'm getting into the mental health of this, right? The Olympic Committee has decided that there is a certain way of testing for maleness and femaleness. That's ironic, isn't it? What in the world does that, what does that even mean? Oh, we're going to test for your maleness or femaleness. And do they do it with every participant or only those that want to be in the opposite gender? Now, I'm asking because I'm not sure. I don't know for sure if the Olympic Committee, if I went there and played baseball, back in my day, I played some baseball, loved the game. Would I be tested? If I'm playing badminton, am I tested? And here's the reason why none of this really matters to me. Because if it's a female sport, it should have females, only females. I don't know about you, but with very rare exceptions. Okay, so let me get into some of the science of this a tiny bit, but not too much, because I'm not the science guy. That's Bill Nye. You want to go over there to that other channel for that. But there's some basic science here. When you were born, you came out of a womb, because that's what we do. Even if you're a test tube baby, you come out of some sort of womb, okay? And they look at you. And the first thing that they can do, the easiest thing that they can do, is they can look between your legs. And if they see a penis, they say, biological male. If they see a vagina, biological female. If they see both, which is very rare, extraordinarily rare, they say, oh my, because it's different. By the way, in almost all of those cases, the body will shed the penis before the baby is like 3 months old or something like that. And it will be a girl. Simple as that. Now, what's problematic is we are messing with hormones, folks. And we don't know what we're doing, to be honest. We just don't, frankly, have no clue. And so we end up with people getting on hormones to change their gender. And it's causing all kinds of problems. So let's talk about what I'm here to talk about. Inclusion, exclusion. I'll put it back up here on the screen for a second. And let me pose a question to you. For those of you who are following, you're going to see this. Imane, the one in the red, who is considered to be a biological male, according to the tests, that then now show that they are female, according to some tests. Male, like, didn't qualify for some contest not that long in the past, and now does qualify because of some new test. Well, do you think that they have a dream? Of course they do. And if you can't see that, you're part of the problem. We need to empathize with Imanekhelif. Now, I don't know them. I honestly don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I'd never checked between their legs. And I know there are people in the LGBTQ community that will tell me that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but that would also be false. That's a fantasy to believe it doesn't mean anything. Of course it means something. What parts they have between their legs absolutely means something. This person has a dream. The Italian, angelacarini, right in front of Imane, in the blue. Does she have a dream? You bet. Here's what's unfortunate. One of their dreams got shattered. Now, the Olympic competition is all about dreams coming true and dreams being shattered. So that isn't new to the competition. What is new to the competition is that you can identify as the gender that you want if you can make a case that it's a fitting gender. That's new, folks. And it's shattering dreams. And here's the problem I have with it. Do what you want with this, folks. The problem I have with this is it's harmful to women. It is seriously harmful to women. And not because they're getting beat up in a boxing ring. There was a woman that fought Imane before this, that went toe-to-toe with Imane, got to the decision, and the arm was lifted, and Imane won. She stayed in the ring, which is a choice she could make. She also could have gotten out of the ring. She got her rear end handed to her. Come back to my question, inclusion versus exclusion. As a counselor, I always try to be reasonable. Do I want both of these people that I showed you today to have an opportunity to accomplish their dream of being an elite boxer? Sure. I have no problem with that. None at all. Let me tell you, there are some ways to go about this that would prevent this kind of problem in the future. And frankly, they're not very difficult. they're actually quite simple in terms of solutions. Number one, if you're male, you're male. If you're female, you're female. If you're anything other than male or female, according to the current model, have an open category. If there's not enough people to box as trans, as male becoming female, female becoming male, or whatever is going on, if there's not enough people to have an entire competition, have an open category. I'm going to be honest. I think some women would want to enter that to test themselves. And I'd have no problem with that. Because at that point, they're doing it by choice. They are choosing to test themselves against a category. And because let's be real, folks, it is really hard to be a feminine male trying to compete against masculine males and have a chance at winning. It's very hard. I've seen it. I've seen people try. It doesn't work so well. And they may love the sport and just not have the ability to compete at that level. And you know what? I get it. You still want to compete, and you want to compete at a high level. Fine. Create an open category. Let men and women, whoever wants to go in there, do it. I don't care. That's choice. I mean, think about it, folks. You ever played co-ed basketball or co-ed softball or any other sport that's co-ed? As long as it's being done by choice and it's not being forced, I don't see the problem. I don't understand why this hasn't been happening anyway. I mean, there are some female swimmers I would love to see compete with some of the males. Matter of fact, we know that some of them do that as a way of preparing themselves for the Olympics. Now, can they compete against the best males? Probably not. Not most of the time, anyway. I mean, just look at their times. It's not because they're inferior. They are designed different. It's very important you understand that. That's what we're talking about today. What about exclusion? Who then should be excluded from the Olympics, from the opportunity to achieve their dream? Truthfully, if they want to put in the work, I don't think anybody should be excluded. Look, we have the Special Olympics. What? I'm not saying everybody gets a medal. That's not what I'm suggesting here. But to purposely exclude, I think that's really what's going on here. I think people are afraid to exclude. And if you're afraid to exclude, create a category for those who would otherwise be excluded. Seems simple enough to me. Remember, go back to my tip of the day. Every setback is an opportunity. Now, I don't know what's going to come of this. What I know is that there were dreams destroyed when we had biological males competing. By the way, my understanding, and I would have to do a little more looking up, but my understanding is the two people who won gold and silver in boxing were both apparently biological males. Now, I have not kept up that closely to the Olympics, not because I'm protesting them, as you know from my last podcast, but because I've been busy. I got life to live. And so I see what I can when I can, and I move on. And I haven't had a chance to follow up on that. But if that's true, think about how sad that is. You have three women who missed out on a dream. Somebody who would have otherwise gotten gold, another who would have otherwise gotten silver, and another who would have otherwise gotten bronze. 3 women. And I think that's a huge setback for the way in which we treat women in this world. I think it's disrespectful. So let's create an open category, folks. I don't know. Like, that's just my thought. But here's the thing. I'd also like to hear your thoughts. Let me know. Write us an email, respond to us on one of the social media platforms. Let us know what you think. But I think this is an opportunity. I'm sad that we have to do it this way, but I'm glad we have the opportunity. Thank you so much for joining this very short broadcast on healthy perspectives. I was joking. This podcast is important to me, and I do want you to get stuff out of it. So please respond, participate. It makes it better for all of us. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. We appreciate our audience a lot, so we give you some simple ways to track us down. Please like, subscribe, and follow all the podcasts on different platforms, but you can also email us at healthyperspectives@protonmail.com, or you can check out our website at healthy-perspectives.com/podcast. It's a backward slash. So if you want to go to our landing page, if you go to healthy-perspectives.com, you'll still find us. You just got to click on the podcast button. Thank you so much.